February 18th, 19th, and 20th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's 5 planets in fire. So the sun just moved today into Pisces, and the moon is in Sag. So they're 90 degrees apart. This is not an easy combination because Pisces is very dreamy and slightly confused, and they make up stories, and Sag exaggerate. So you put a dreamy person with an exaggeration, and you can't tell whether they're telling accurate stories or not. They kind of exaggerate. They kind of change the story for poetic license. You're wondering where reality starts and stops, and they don't know. But they're very endearing because they're spiritual. It's the most spiritual combination. Pisces loves to be in the other worlds, and they believe in the realm of magic. It's their nature. And Sag is the philosopher, deep questing. Why are we here? What's the purpose of this life? I'll seek. I'll travel. I'll go elsewhere to find what's true. So now you've got a space cadet and a traveler who's not very grounded and not very committed to being here. And there's these other 3 planets in Aries, Venus, Uranus, and Mars. So we've got this incredible energetic, those 2 planets in Sag, we've got the moon and Saturn, then 3 planets in Aries. It's a very energetic time, but when a Pisces energy begins, we're at 0 degrees these next 3 days, just entering, you'll feel the shift from Aquarius being all fluffy and talking to going deeper. And that Sag energy wants to go wild. So this is the part in all of us when you know someone's personality is a little conflicted and you meet someone, you go, they're not comfortable in their own skin. So they might tell stories to exaggerate, or they might embellish things to get a point across. And you get a funny feeling where you're like, I don't know if I really like this person. It would be tricky to be born today because the indicator is there's disharmony in the sky whenever there's a square. And then the mom or the dad that had this baby want to really help by creating some honesty and be able to support the child. And that's the gift of astrology, knowing a child's chart. You get to facilitate the wisdom rather than the conflict. That's really what all psychology is about. Being able to use the grist for the mill, the hard part of your chart, and then to get the wisdom of what is the teaching? What's the lesson? If someone was born with this much fire, they came in this life to really want to get honest and learn the spiritual lessons. And sometimes when the sun and square are squaring like this, the sun and moon squaring, it's not an easy lifetime. But you know what? Those are the lifetimes that people get the most for their buck. They learn their lessons and they get to see what they're made out of. And if you can take a challenging life experience or a hard chart and you can turn it into wisdom, wow, that's generating merit. That's the sign of a useful lifetime. So sometimes the hardest lives, when things are really difficult, is the test to see, do you have faith? Can you keep your heart open? Can you keep trying when you're exhausted or when you don't have faith anymore? That's the sign of an evolved spirit. So Astrology Answers wanted me to tell you, as the sun starts moving into Pisces, we're going to be talking about that inner world and the spiritual quest and how much faith you have. And do you really believe in magic? I do.